What's up guys, Ninja here, coming at you with an updated video for the Summerset patch Stamina Nightblade. This is kind of an update to the preface that I did before Summerset dropped, about a month and a half ago. A lot of the information in that video is definitely still relevant, especially like the skills and the cancels and the combos. So if you're having issues killing players and kiting and such, definitely refer back to that. But as far as the build and the sets are concerned, there's definitely a lot of changes that have happened because of the meta shift in Summerset. And I guess I feel like most players didn't really estimate or couldn't have guessed how much of an impact some of the changes that they made would have had to the meta. So there's some changes, some different builds that you can run, and I'm going to go over a couple of them here, kind of reference some other ones that you could take a look at. So we'll just go over what I have on in general and what I'm running this patch on my 7 and I when I play it. This is a build that you've definitely seen around. And Q Post Ninja. The audio files unfortunately were corrupted, so we're just going to have to kind of go over them in post. Either way, let's just continue to build video, and I'll try to make it as soon as possible. So, as I said before, the build is kind of something you've seen around. We've got Shackle Breaker and Bone Pirate on them, but I've been running this thing for like a year. It's kind of been my baby. But yeah, so we got an Oblivion damage on our Shacklebreaker Greatsword. It's Nirnhoned. We've got a lot of Sorks around this patch, so we want to be able to get through those shields with the Oblivion damage enchant. It just makes it a little bit easier to get around them. Shacklebreaker Bow infused on our back bar. It's nice to have 100% uptime on that weapon damage enchant, and that's going to give us better heals and more damage in general. Moving on, we have One Piece Dummy House Helmet. We just kind of do that for the max stats. We stack a lot of nice max mag and max health or max stamp stocks on this build, so it's nice to have Dummy House there. It'll give us a little bit extra damage and sustain, but you can kind of go with whatever. We have one piece Dummy House and one piece Blood Spawn for the sustain. As long as you're around 2.2k recovery or 2k recovery, you're going to be okay. So you can kind of change it for whatever. You can run 2-piece Blood Spawn, you can run Veli, you can run Kenna, you can run a lot of different Selene's is an option, a lot of different sets you can run. But yeah, we've got 3-piece well fitted here, which leaves us at about 1900 crit resist with our CP added in. You can kind of change off well fitted if you feel like you want more crit resist and you don't really need the well fitted, or vice versa. We've got one triglyph on our armor. If you want more health and less damage, you can definitely go with the triune trait on your jewelry, and you can even run triglyphs on your armor. But I really just like 1 to 3. I think 3 would be the most you would want to run. As far as other builds you can run, you could front bar Spriggans, back bar the Master's Bow, and double bar Bone Pirate. That's definitely an option, whatever monster helm or agility jewelry you want to run in combination with that. That's a pretty strong build. I'd say 1-piece Shadowrun with that so that you can get the magic recovery. Truth is always an option. Bone Pirate Draugr, Bone Pirate Truth. You know, those are 2 builds that also work, and they're pretty popular this patch. So those are all options, and without further ado, let's get on to the skills. Mass Hysteria, this is going to be our CC. It goes through block and pulls people out of dodge roll. Super strong, useful for dealing with block tanks, and it's a good defensive ability. You just got to kind of gauge when you're using it because it does only affect 2 enemies now. Surprise attack, spammable basic, source of major fracture, and a CC and off balance if you do it from stealth. So, especially with next patch, in the Werewolf Hunter patch, where in-cap isn't going to always CC, you got to definitely be utilizing surprise attack a little bit more. We have Relentless here. This is one of the flex spots as well as our execute. If you wanted mark target, or if you want to run a gap closer, these would be the 2 skills you would switch out for it, but I definitely like having Relentless. It brings up your recovery from 2200 to about 2400. And it gives you minor berserk, my apologies, which is going to give you that extra bit of damage. And it's really good to combo. You got to just kind of learn how to use it. I see a lot of players that like to build it up before they go in for their burst. Generally, you can kind of work it into your burst combo. So in the neutral, you just do like 2 or 3 light attacks. Then you do a light attack, surprise attack, light attack in cap, light attack relentless. That's 3 weaves, so really you only need, you know, two or three light attack weaves before you actually go in for your combo, and you don't have to have relentless fully stacked before you do that. we've got Shade. Shade is super important. Shade is super important this match. You don't need a target to put it down, and it's kind of your lifeline with Stamina Nightblade, especially with how squishy it is this patch. You know, if you get encased and you somehow survive having slows and defile on you, you need a way to get back to line of sight. Especially, you know, if you've overextended yourself by trying to burst somebody. I don't think it's, you know, a must-have, but it's really close, and I would highly suggest running it because there's not many other skills that give you as much utility as Shadow Image does. You can use it as a gap closer too if you're a little creative with how you put it down and how you're kiting. But yeah, we've also got Shuffle here. It's pretty expensive at 4K, but any player who's been playing Stamina for a while will tell you that it's a free cast. If you use it right after your CC, the Unchained passive is going to reduce its cost by 80%, and it's going to basically have 100% of time for almost no stamina. Obviously, you don't only use it after you CC break. If you're snared and you're rooted and you need to get to line of sight, definitely, you know, dodge cancel, shuffle, or whatever you got to do. Here's our Vigor. This is our heal over time. Your tool take gets higher, obviously, with your damage enchant proc and with all your buffs up. But you know, you've got to keep Vigor up 100% of the time in fights Sincero right now, especially with how hard other players are hitting. You're almost certainly going to have slows on you. You're definitely going to be defiled. You're going to get encased, and if you get CC'd and you can't really do much about it, you have to have that heal over time up, or you're just going to get dropped. So make sure you keep Vigor up 100% of the time, or you're just going to kind of melt. You know, you have to be at 100%, a full bar of health on Stamina Nightblade at all times, or you're just going to get bursted down. Cloak, super useful ability. You can use it both defensively and offensively. So it's great for kiting, getting to line of sight, and also closing that distance. If you don't have a gap closer, you can, especially if you have a high Magicka recovery build like this one, you can kind of use it to close that distance with dodge roll for Major Expedition and cloak spamming. Finally, we have Leeching Strikes. It's a great stamina sustainability, costs basically nothing, and it's equivalent to around 400 stamina recovery. So depending on the build you're running, depending how you have your gear set up, you may not need this. You can switch out for something like Mark Target, or move a few abilities around and run a gap closer or poison injection, or kind of whatever you want to do there. But it is a lot of sustain, and it's a decent heal over time, which actually does have a pretty nice effect, especially since, you know, slows is usually going to be on you and you need all the healing you can get. Our ulti on our front bar is going to be in cap. It's kind of your bread and butter ultimate. Use it as a CC, use it as a source of defile, and you use it as an empower. So you want to start off most combos with in cap before you do your relentless or your execute, so that you can get the full value of them. And on our back bar, we're going to have Soul Siphon, which is one of the stronger burst heal ultis in the game. If you dodge cancel a Vigor into Soul Siphon, you're basically not going to die, right? Like, it's a lot of healing that you get incoming. It's a get out of jail free card, and it's definitely super necessary to have something like this. Like last patch, I could say you could put Werewolf on your back bar or something for the sustain, but this patch you definitely want Soul Siphon there, because players are hitting really hard this patch, and you need to do whatever you can to mitigate that on the Stamina Nightblade and medium armor. As far as other things you can run, heavy is viable. Maybe I'll do a separate video on what you could run for heavy armor. And then there are other sets. You know, I would definitely suggest checking out Despotic's video if you wanted something a little bit tankier. I don't want to just drop whatever sets he's running here. But a slight change you could make to that build is putting the defensive set on the back bar and putting agility on your front bar for more damage. If you do watch the video, so check that out if you wanted to see what he's running, if you want a slightly tankier version of Stamina Nightblade. I've always kind of played for high sustain and max stats and kind of kiting, but your fundamentals have to be really tight this patch on Stamina Nightblade. You cannot be caught out, and you know, even if you are playing perfectly, you're still probably going to get encased by a Sork and blown up. It's viable this patch, Stamina Nightblade is, but you know, a lot of high tier Stamina Nightblades have definitely moved away from the class, and in general it's got its issues. But you've got to utilize line of sight. Make sure you're CC breaking in case as soon as possible. You've always got full health, and you can still do a lot of work on Stamina Nightblade. It's a really fun class, a really fun play style, and yeah, that should be about it. So I hope this cleared up any of the issues or misconceptions of the last video, maybe perpetuated. I know that definitely got a lot of views, so if you're coming from that last video, hopefully you kind of have a better idea of what you can run on a Stamina Nightblade. If you are curious as to combos or any other ways you can use the skills, you can still refer to that last video. There's a lot of relevant information there as far as the skills go and as far as your combos go. And I'm back. I'm going to be back for a while. Hopefully we're going to keep a consistent upload schedule again. You know, real life, graduation, job, all that boring stuff kind of got in the way. So I haven't been able to upload for too long, but I want to put out some more content, not just build videos, but you know, topical videos talking about the patch and the meta, what some classes may need changed, and you know how they compare to others, how to deal with certain situations, how to animation cancel, just simple stuff that I think you guys might be interested in. If you have any questions on Stamina Nightblade, I will be watching the comment section, so feel free to put them there, and if we get enough, we'll definitely do another video going over those, or I'll just answer them right in the comments for you guys. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll be putting up a lot more content in the near future. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Okay, bud, you're good.